You don't really want to get too close.
You'll go from being a log, yes, come out the other end as fine white copy paper.
It's also known as the tulip tree.
You don't know that.
Did you bring a raincoat?
They are doing wonderful things with waste. And it is a town with a story to tell.
This may well be the log of the future. Hello everyone and welcome to Series 5 of Going Bush.
Yes, the program that takes you deep into Australia's forests and explores the industry and the interests they support.
Let's have a look at what's coming up in the show.
Value adding is a catch cry in the forestry game, and nowhere more so than in the Victorian mountain ash forest. We'll follow the journey of one tree from forest floor to finished product.
We'll explore the biodiversity of Coffs Harbour, where tropical and temperate forests meet.
And that's not how they did it in my day, the massive improvements in bush safety. Yeah, plenty to get through on the program today, and we begin here in the Victorian Central Highlands, Andrew, standing next to a 75-year-old mountain ash.
She's magnificent, Nick, and this is the story of native forestry, but it's more than that. It's the story of this one tree.
In Victoria, just about all the ash harvesting takes place in what's known as 39 regrowth, trees that sprouted in the wake of a massive wildfire in 1939. For our tree, though, the end doesn't come by way of fire but mechanical harvester, and it's quite something to see.
After felling, the tree is picked up by the skidder and taken to the landing for the first stage of processing. One of the benefits of harvesting these relatively young trees is the fact they're fairly rot-free, giving a potentially higher yield of saw logs.
So, Jared, now that our mountain ash is at the landing, the processing begins. The decision-making bits of this log are going to go their separate ways, aren't they?
That's correct, Andrew. The end of the log here, this is the high-end saw log. You can see it's nice and clean. This is going to go into saw log products such as flooring and furniture.
OK. As we move further down?
As we move further down, we get into a lower-end saw log product. This is going to go into structural timbers.
OK, yep. And then the very tip?
The very tip, it's got the most defect in it. We can't take saw log out of it, so it goes into pulpwood. This is a product that normally it'd be left on the forest floor. It's a byproduct from taking high-end saw log.
Each log is graded based on its characteristics. This determines which customer gets which part of the tree and ensures that the whole tree is used.
The butt of it's clean, and it's nice and straight. There's not so many limbs, so it looks like we'll get a 11 metre length out of it. So I run the tape out down to 11. Make sure there's no limbs where we're cutting, and we'll cut it off.
Once it's graded, the two sections of saw log from our tree get loaded on a truck heading for the mill in Hayfield, 50 kilometres from the harvest site.
Where the beautiful base of our big mountain ash comes to, guys, the very best of it comes to a sawmill like this, where it gets firstly chopped in half and then chopped into all other sorts of bits and pieces.
The middle bit will also be sawed up, Andrew, but that'll go into things which are more sort of merchant grade, maybe housing frames or pallets or something like that.
At every stage of the process, more and more effort is being applied to getting maximum value from our tree. The clean, clear cuts of timber take care of themselves, but ingenuity is required to up the value of the offcuts.
Even with the low-value timber, we'll endeavour to maximise that through further processing. An example of that is the shed we're in at the moment, the finger joining laminating line. We'll take small, short, narrow pieces of low-grade timber, we'll finger joint them, and then we'll laminate them together, and we'll create long, wide pieces of timber that compete with imported products.
In this mill, even the sawdust doesn't go to waste. It's used to fire boilers, which in turn generate the electricity to power the mill. For the sawn timber, the journey has just begun. The lower quality merchant grade for timber framing or structural use, the top-notch appearance grade product for flooring or something even more special. And so the absolute best of the best comes to a place like this, which is a furniture factory to be manufactured, Andrew, into lovely pieces of solid timber furniture.
That's right, Nick. The furniture industry around Australia employs tens of thousands of people and a lot of it is due to mountain ash.
Christian Cole of Christian Cole Furniture is one of those people. His workshop in Outer Melbourne specialises in handmade solid timber furniture. Mountain ash is a perennial favourite among customers looking for that iconic Australian piece.
They love the timber because it's very clean timber and it's got very good staining properties, so it takes stain well as well, and it lifts the grain as well when you stain it up. So yeah, a lot of the clients they don't like a lot of features in their timber, they like it quite clean. And it is one of those timbers that comes up very clean. And also we can give a better warranty with mountain ash also because of the durability of it and the gluing properties of it, and it's very stable in the house too.
It's that stability, durability and accessibility that has helped Vic Ash become the cornerstone of the Victorian furniture industry.
Mountain ash, it's one of the mainstay staple timbers that's used in the industry, particularly in the volume end of the market, and without a timber that has the combination of the properties and the scale of it, a lot of the mainstream manufacturers just wouldn't exist. It's one of those key timbers in the market for us.
And the continuing prosperity of the Victorian furniture sector is closely linked to a continuing supply of this premium native-grown resource.
For us, the native forestry, it is the key and bedrock of the industry, and it's one of the things that makes our furniture unique and beautiful, and without that, there wouldn't be a solid timber industry.
Coming up after the break, what happens to the rest of our one tree that doesn't stack up for furniture making? And still to come, the massive leaps and bounds in forest safety.